to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'm your GM for the evening, Jason, and with me today is Rappy playing Keltzer. Eric playing Captain Aria. Eventually, I'll get it eventually. Sarah playing Io. Jeremy playing Ozen. And Duba playing Doc. Alright, last session y'all got some miners off of I guess we'll call it an infested mining station.
No, they were of age.
Mining station, not miner station. If you're going to do that joke, at least wait till I use the right word. So you managed to get away with some salvage. Since you still had the company's supplies, they didn't want to pay you for delivery. But that was really just them being a little pissy because you salvaged some stuff that they would have liked to have gotten their hands on.
I mean,
we
if
should
they're
have gotten
gonna
there
be,
first.
but I said they're gonna be pissy about it. It's just like, well, we just have a random crates of supplies. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. I hate it.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
But you also don't want to get the reputation of, that you're hired to take some cargo and you just swipe the cargo. Because the company's not going to give the full story when they start spreading it around.
Yeah.
So you've had about a week of miscellaneous odd jobs.
Which made us how much?
Oh my god.
I don't know. $5. It was a bad week. You don't even know what $1 is. You have no idea where you can spend it. But in that time, the news is still covering the apparently escalating tensions between CorpSec and the Imperial Remnant. Also, by the end of that week, there starts to be vague rumors of a Jedi having been spotted in the corporate sector.
Da-da-da-da-da-da!
You could point at me like that.
Now, depending on who's reporting it, sometimes the story is kind of close to what happened, rescuing miners and whatnot.
Yep.
Other times it's a little more confused. Though it all seems to revolve around a Jedi rescuing people. Apparently the rest of you just getting no credit at all.
Yeah, no kidding. Surely there's other Jedi out there somewhere.
But luckily no footage of you on the station gets probably didn't get released because there was very few cameras on the station. But anyway, your current job is something of a not escort, because you don't really have to go with them. You're just dropping some folks off, and then waiting to pick them up and fly them back.
Doesn't seem too bad.
Yet.
It's 6 people. They're all rather rough-looking individuals.
Okay.
Like
I was gonna say jovial, but I was being nice.
Jeremy, this is Jason we're talking about.
Oh, I know.
What?
We can trust no NPCs.
At some point, we'll have to run a game where y'all can't trust any PCs either.
Game of Thrones RPG.
God, is there one of those?
Probably.
Well, Vampire the Masquerade, the way some people play it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Vampire the Masquerade is literally tailor-made for that. To a point. political intrigue is like 2/3 of it,
Hmm.
and then total murder is the other third.
Except with you guys, where it was pets.
I am involved. It's gonna happen.
But anyway, I was saying rough individuals. Not unpleasant to you, to any of you particularly.
Mm-hmm.
But coarse humor, lots of card playing, heavy drinking. Until you start getting close to the destination, then they cut that out.
Okay. Question.
Mm-hmm.
One of those hollow emitters that we got, or that I salvaged rather, would I have been able to install it into that holographic board game thing so you have a colored version of the chess match?
No, you're having a hard time figuring out how the technology works.
Okay, fair enough. Figured I'd ask. He'll keep working on
And
it.
the game will have to be programmed for colored pieces anyway.
He'll find a way, and then throw Io at it because she's better at computer stuff than he is.
No, you guys seem to have it in hand last time, and
Last time you checked notes, stabbed the blast door.
But anyway, you make the trip, no problem. You're dropping them off on a relatively unimportant planet. Kind of at the edge of corporate space, or the corporate sector. It's got some industry in some cities, but it's just, I guess, the planet equivalent of a small town. But you land, you offload some cargo that was involved with the deal. Your passengers all disembark with decent-sized duffel bags.
Were those checked?
No. They kept their carry-ons with them at all times. Which, to be fair, they were basically camping in the cargo bay, for the trip. So there was always some of them around.
Fair enough.
But the guy that seems to be in charge, the rest of the guys tend to call him Sarge. Though he introduced himself to you as Holgart.
Okay.
You're still not sure that's a first name or a last name, but yeah, that's what he goes by apparently.
Fair enough.
But on his way out, thank you for the ride, Captain. We shouldn't be more than a day and a half on the very outside.
All right.
And then we can head back to real civilization.
Any chaos I need to know about that you're going to be bringing with you? I advise you to be honest about that.
There shouldn't be. And if there is, you probably won't plausible deniability.
Yes, I like to call them my ship's turrets.
And with that, they disappear into town.
Well, this is going to be fun.
It'll be fine. What could go wrong?
I already said that before stream.
Yeah, it's also the name of the episode. Go figure.
It's like you're trying to jinx us.
So they head out. Like I said, you've got a little bit of cargo you can sell here. There's not a whole lot of cargo to pick up. This place is mostly self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
With just a little bit of export of, natural resources. But, you make a few hundred credits just off that.
How many is a few hundred?
We'll say 400.
Fantastic.
It's not a big score, but it's
Something.
It's like the junkie that gets a little score. It's just enough to take the edge off. The captain's like that with money.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. He is.
Let's see. A day later, that night.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably 12 or 1, local time.
Mm-hmm.
Your R2 unit basically buzzes the captain and IO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let you know he'd started receiving a signal from Holgart. But then communications went out. There seems to be some sort of jamming going on.
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say we don't get paid unless they make it back.
That was implied, yes.
Lovely.
Just because, they have to be sure you can just flush them out into space if you got into orbit or something.
Yeah. Well, Lyle, what do you think?
We need to get paid, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Fine. He'll flick the comms like, all right, everybody up and at 'em. We got a job.
So it's midnightish. Was
Ozin's already
everybody
been up.
asleep or
Ozin was already up.
pondering the cube?
Oh yeah. If we could get away with it without like a legal battle, this would be an emote. Just me like this.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, Ozin's up. Right. What are we doing?
Apparently saving some Nimrods.
Ah, it's another Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another Tuesday.
After you, Cap.
You'll take off.
All right. So what are y'all doing?
Well, first off, he'll ask R2, where did he get the communication from?
It was a few blocks away. It was in town, a few blocks
Oh,
away.
well, never mind. He's not taking off anywhere then.
And he plays you the few seconds of actual signal that came through.
Uh-huh.
Well, you hear Hogarth's voice.
In pain?
He does sound like he's hurting.
Uh-huh.
And he tells you, Captain, I'm coming in hot. Start the... And it gets cut off.
Hot exit?
Probably. R2, prep the engines.
You hear the little hum of the engine startup.
BL, get the gun.
Yeah, the gun.
He walks in the hallway holding his big rifle. Do you mean this one, sir, or do you mean the turret?
I mean that one. They're gonna need cover fire.
I'll take my position by the door, sir.
Good job. And he'll just annoyed huffing, but he will head over. Likewise to the door with his rifle ready to go.
You're not there very long at all. I'm going to assume you get the gangplank down.
Yep.
You're not there very long at all before you see Hogarth come running out from between some buildings across the road from where you're parked. Because the spaceport, such as it is, you've essentially got a tower in the center, and then just a bunch of cemented pads for people to land on. It's not a real high-tech something.
Oh, fun.
What's chasing them?
You don't see it first, but he goes running across the street, and he's kind of holding one arm. He's moving at decent speed. And then like I said, he came between a couple of buildings. By the time he gets to your side of the road, from around a corner, a speeder comes zipping around the corner with four armored figures inside it.
Okay. I'm going to, as this is happening, activate enhance attribute, enhancing my perception.
Okay.
Because Ozin has a plan. Let's see if this works. Thanks. Woo! Alright, I get a +1 to my perception for 3 rounds. I just barely made that DC. Holy shit. So my plan is to, with my enhanced perception, be able to like spot a very tricky part on the speeder to like as they're providing covering fire, and like trying to point it out to the two people with long rifles next to me.
So it's sort of like you're trying to tell the guys how to shoot out the tires of a hovering vehicle.
Yes.
Okay, it would have stabilizers or something in the back.
Yeah. It's kind of what I'm getting at, is like just trying to like do like some sort of, I don't know, search or perception roll to fire at, to help fire.
Let's see here. So give me
I
a roll.
do not think there's a thing for that. I can do search.
Yeah, search would be the right one.
Yeah. All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7.
And this is going to be difficult because,
Yeah.
Speeders are not super fragile things.
10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2, 24.
Okay. You did a 20, so that gets it.
Haha.
So yeah, you spot something that you think is probably the one of the stabilizers for the thing. So I'll give I guess I'll lower the difficulty to hit the thing.
That's assuming that's what these two want to do.
Well, that's true. You're just pointing this out.
Yeah.
Now, the captain and BL were by the door. Keltzer, where were you setting up? Or is it going to be like a firing squad at the door?
Probably, yeah.
All right. And Io?
Ozen's probably small enough that she can do that.
She's probably up with R2 getting the ship prepped to take off since no one is up there.
Do not worry, your trusty medical professional will also be upon the ship. Helping where is needed.
Sighing and
Probably
rolling,
with the guy that's injured.
and rolling bandages every day.
Hey, man.
One day they'll be grateful.
It's every Tuesday like clockwork. How is this always happening?
Again, somebody's got to keep the blood on the inside.
Yeah.
I can't just let it overflow.
So anyway, he's just gotten up on the sidewalk on y'all's side. That speeder comes flying around the corner with the armored figures in it. You realize almost immediately that it's 4 stormtroopers.
All the more reason Ozen would want to shoot them.
You were not aware that the Empire had a presence here. We are, you're at the kind of the, close to the border of the corporate sector, but this is still corporate space.
Right.
We're in a backwater hick town, basically.
BL, activate your jammer.
Activated, sir. Though I believe there was already some jamming going on.
Well, don't know if their jamming allows their signals through. We need to make sure that they don't.
Good point.
Do the troopers react to that at all?
You don't really have time to tell because they've come around the corner, and the one driving basically guns the engine. You get the impression they may just be going to run him down.
Lovely. I'm going to try to shoot the driver.
The rest of them are, pulling out guns.
I'm going to try to shoot the driver.
All right.
That will be my action for this.
There's a stabilizer right there. You might get more than one of them.
Oh yes, but you see, I want the speeder.
You have to gun down 6 of them to get to it. How many stormtroopers are there actually?
There are
I think it's at
4. Because this is just a civilian model speeder. This does not look military.
Gotcha.
Only got a 19 on the attack roll, though.
All right. Let's hang on just a second and do up a full initiative here. So let's see. I've got y'all in order already. I just need to remove the critters and the miners from last time. Cap, what is your
3D plus 2? 3D plus 1.
for dexterity?
Yes.
Alright. Their dexterity is 2. Io, what's your dex?
I want to say it's 3. Hold on. My sheet's being difficult.
Alrighty.
Yeah, 3.
Ozen, what's yours?
2D. 2D plus 2? 2D plus 2, yes.
And Doc? Not that you're likely to become a combatant at this point, but
Let's see. What numbers did you need, sir?
your dexterity.
Dexterity is a 2D.
Okay.
I am the slowest of boys.
So you and the stormtroopers are technically tied.
They're all slow boys.
But I generally let players win such things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry, what did you say Ozen's was?
Ozen's is 2D plus 2.
Okay. So Hobart would go before you. So, declaring from the bottom up, the stormtroopers, the driver is going to try to run Holgart down, and the rest of them are going to try to shoot Holgart. Because they
Pretty
are.
straightforward.
They have not really noticed you yet. Yeah, there's a ship there. Yeah, the plank's down. They haven't really been. What are those guys up on the top of the plank doing?
And then blasters.
Next round, if any of these guys are left, they'll be very aware that you're there. Doc, what are you doing this round?
Well, if I'm not doing it already, ensuring our friend is not dead.
Okay. Well, he hasn't made it. He has not made it to the ship yet. But basically, you're ready. You're ready to lend him assistance as soon as he gets there. Is that basically what I'm understanding? All right.
Yes, sir.
Ozen.
Probably calling on another shot.
All right. Holgart is just beelining for the ship.
Naturally.
You know, clutching one arm, but just head down, full speed. BL will probably. Well, Ozen called out a shot, so BL will try to shoot that stabilizer. Io, what are you going to do?
If she is not needed to prep the ship for takeoff, she will come down and take a shot.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. That's right. I forgot you were up in there.
Yeah, she would know if it would be better for R2 to prep the ship for quick takeoff, or if it would be better for actual human to do it. Figuratively speaking.
Humanoid. Yep.
Not actually sure if there are roles involved for that. But in the movies, it was generally always a person doing that sort of thing.
And she will be doing that.
All right. Captain, what are you doing? Well, you already kind of called yours, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot at the driver.
All right. And Keltzer?
Just shooting one of the ones that's gonna shoot the guy running towards us. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, how long of a run do we think our friend here has?
If he doesn't do anything but move, he'll get to the bottom of the gangplank this round. Y'all were not parked that far from the from the sidewalk that he's currently standing on.
I go first, or is somebody going before me?
No, it's you first.
I
26.
All right, that is definitely a hit. Trying to find. I know the thing that's on here that gives me rules for cover. Just 1 second. Optional fire modifiers. Okay. Alright, but Keltzer was shooting one of the ones trying to shoot him. Alright. So they're not like just standing up, but they're kind of like up, knees on the seat, kind of up shooting, so he doesn't get any cover bonus.
Okay.
He's not trying to dodge or anything. So roll your damage. And he will roll his strength.
I rolled a 20.
Alright, he's got a strength. +1 for his armor. All right, he got a 9, and you said you had a 20. All right, so that doubles. Which would usually render him incapacitated, but I'm going with minion rules for stormtroopers. So he falls back, drops his weapon, and kind of falls back and slumps down in his seat. Big burn mark on his armor. Captain.
He is rolled a 19 to shoot the driver.
All right. Let's see. In short range, goes out to. Shoot. Just talked about this last week, I think. Short range out to like 30 meters or something?
For the rifle, 35.
That's right, it varies by weapon, not by. Alright.
Yeah, like my pistol short range goes out to 10.
Okay, so short range, so you only needed 10 to hit. You definitely hit.
Damage?
Because he'd have had a little bit of cover, but it would just been light cover for, sitting completely down at the speeder.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
E.
He also rolled a 9.
21.
Alright. Through the little windshield. Into him. He kind of slumps over the. I doubt it's a wheel, but he kind of slumps down over the controls.
What does that do to the vehicle?
You'll find out shortly.
Oh boy.
Alright. Io, the ship is ready to take off as soon as y'all shut the gangplank.
Alright. She will wait for the word.
You haven't heard anything from the tower, so maybe they haven't noticed you powered up the engines. Or maybe 2 different people are jamming signals right now. Who knows?
She'll add 3 to that if it'll help.
We're going to completely break their stuff. I love it.
Everybody living in this neighborhood's TV suddenly goes out, and they're like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bill. Somebody give me a roll for...
All right.
Have we got BL stats?
I do have BL stats.
Okay, I'm trying to remember if we had them in roll 20 or not.
Yeah, we do now. I made a sheet for him.
Okay.
Let's see. It's 10. 18.
All right. And what range would this be? They're more or less at 30 meters, so what would the... on his gun?
His repeater goes out to 60 for short range.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I need to get me one of these for Aida.
All right, then.
I gotta get me one of those.
I mean, yeah, the range on that thing, and it does 7d6 damage.
You could do a little bit of sniping with it if you had to.
Yeah, just a bit. So he hits?
Yes, he hits.
That was a sound. At least.
31.
On the damage?
For the damage.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it was 2 6s, 2 4s, 2 5s, and a 3.
What was the roll to hit?
18. 18 to hit, 31 for damage.
Alright, this is a land speeder. With a body strength of 2 dice. So it got a 9. And what'd you roll on the damage?
31.
Why am I rolling 9s all the
27.
time?
Jesus.
Uh,
Triple
Yeah,
that.
I tripled it. BL tripled that thing's whole strength.
So yeah, the 1-2 combo of you blew out a stabilizer and there's like nobody piloting at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
One section of the vehicle dips as it loses its ability to kind of keep itself level.
Mm-hmm.
That hits the ground. There's nobody piloting to even try to stabilize it. So the front end just kind of hits and it screeches and kind of spins around, spilling out the 2 remaining troopers.
Ozen's not showing
Before it just kind of smacks on the side of a building and the speeder just kind of stays there at that point. That front end is still kind of drooping down. Hogart. Hogart makes it to the bottom of the gangplank. You know,
so
with all the
what's
commotion,
left?
he suddenly kind of glances back there, and you hear him give kind of a hand.
So
Nice
it's
shooting.
just like an armored dude left, right?
A pilot is dead. The guy riding shotgun is dead.
Mhm.
The other 2 troopers, when the car spun like that, or the speeder spun like that, they got flung out.
Okay, so we're good.
So they're in the process of like picking themselves up, but they won't.
By the time they get themselves up, we'll be out.
So that's Hogart. Ozen.
Nothing else to do.
Let's see.
As far as I know, I'll call a shot on another one if I have to, but I don't think I have to.
All right. Doc, you're waiting for your patient to actually get into the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Stormtroopers. One of them stands up to fire at you. The other one gets up, manages to push himself up to his knees to fire.
Mm-hmm.
The going from prone, I'm going to count that as one action, so their shooting will be as though they were taking a multiple action.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So they got a blaster of. Oh, geez, no wonder these guys suck so bad.
They're stormtroopers.
Yeah, they're supposed to, I know.
In their
so
nature.
They've got 4D dice and blaster.
Mm-hmm.
-1 because of their armor being bulky. And in this case, -1 for multiple actions. Oh man, and when you saw a stormtrooper shoot in the movie, they were shooting constantly. No wonder they couldn't hit nothing. They were lucky if they had a single die. Let's see. The first one will shoot at the captain who shot his buddy that was driving.
Uh-huh.
That is an 11. They are using a standard Stormtrooper blaster. Is that the rifle they've got? Yeah. Alright. So medium range for them is out to 25. So they're shooting at long range, which means they need a 20 on 2 dice. Yeah, that's not probably not going to happen. So one of them shot at the captain and missed badly. The other one shot at Keltzer, and do as stormtroopers do. The first one managed to get close enough that it did hit the ship. So.
And I took that personally.
Hit in the turret.
So let's see here. Yeah, stormtroopers were last. They're going to continue to fire.
A fire and a miss. This went on for several hours.
Stormtrooper did.
Yeah, there's no point in really dicing this out. So y'all managed to get Holgart in. If any of you shooters want to just take these last two out, you can go ahead and make your rolls.
I mean, this dude shot my ship.
Yeah. Okay.
I took that shit
Ozen's
personally.
Ozen's taking a moment to process that there's stormtroopers here, and then she's leaving.
20.
Okay, that's a hit.
$16 for the damage.
Roll 1 too many dice for his strength. You got an 11. So you beat it by 5. Going with minion rules though, so he goes down.
The 23 to hit.
That's definitely a hit. Roll your damage. He got an 11.
$20 to hit.
Yeah, 20 hit. Roll your damage. Or you said
No.
oh,
That was my damage.
Okay. He goes down. So yeah. Io sitting in the control room. You know. You can see when the gangplank closes.
Punch it.
You may be muted.
Yeah, when it's most of the way, she's taken off.
Okay. As you lift it off, you see a couple people come running out of the control tower, waving their hands like they're trying to stop you. I'm assuming they don't stop you.
No, they don't.
And you take off for orbit.
And he's immediately making a sprint for the cockpit.
Doc, I'm assuming you're checking over Holgart.
Yes, sir.
No shock. He's been shot in the arm.
Okay.
Again, he's more than happy to go to the medical bay with you. Does not look like the wound is life-threatening or anything. But let's see. Captain sprinting. Keltzer and Ozen, what are you doing? What positions are you taking up in the ship? Are you heading back to your room or going to the medical bay to talk to Holgart? What are you doing?
I'll probably look and see what happened to Holgark.
Yeah.
Yeah, head over there.
Same.
Be like, hey, while he's getting patched up, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the best time to, like, talk to somebody is when they're, being treated for their wounds.
Here, have some truth serum. I mean, painkillers. Psst. He nods at you as you come in. Yeah.
What happened? Why are there stormtroopers of all things here? It's supposed to be a place to lay low, not where the Empire shows up.
He kind of looks at you. Oh, you looking for a place to lay low?
Might like to have one in my back pocket, but kind of with the crew right now.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, things went pear-shaped pretty bad.
Where's everybody else?
They didn't make it. Yeah, we'd gotten We were sent in to investigate a potential Imperial outpost. We were expecting something more along the lines of like a listening outpost, a handful of folks monitoring communications in the area. This planet's not important, but it does have a relay that runs through here, so we were not expecting to run into a bunch of stormtroopers.
And yet, about unimportant things suddenly becoming important seems very suspicious.
Yeah, well, that's why we figured it would just be a listening station, because it makes sense for that, because this is not a place anybody's going to look at too closely. But they had an ambush set up, so they must have been expecting us.
When you were with your group, did you have your own like communications thingy?
Yeah, we had encrypted channels, but
Not encrypted enough.
we had mostly been on radio silence as we neared the facility. But
Shame.
Yeah, I can't say they were good guys, but we worked well together. They all cheated at cards, but at least they weren't very good at it. Meanwhile, Captain, you've gotten to the cockpit.
Yeah.
The clouds and the blue of the sky are starting to give way to the black of space.
Gotcha.
By the time you're getting sit down good, R2 gives something of a distressed whistle.
What?
And you can look down at, yeah, you are not alone in orbit.
Uh-huh.
There are actually several ships up here. Which was not true when you landed. Of course, that was about a day ago, so,
Are they rather triangle-shaped?
One of them is. Let's see, how big is a Corvette?
Don't like that.
Neither do I.
I was already punching in like coordinates to jump and all that.
Mhm.
She was probably working on that on planet.
Yes.
Let's see. But yeah, there's a few smaller ships as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can see some TIE fighters disembarking from the destroyer. You are also being hailed.
Lovely.
Coming from the command ship.
Mm-hmm. I'll keep calculating, and he'll sort of answer it on a side console. Yes.
Transport ship. Stand down and power down your engines.
For what purpose?
You are going to be brought aboard our ship for questioning.
Why?
There was an incident on the planet below involving some of our staff. We believe you were involved.
I absolutely was not.
then I'm sure we can straighten this all out very quickly.
Yeah, your TIE fighters say otherwise.
Captain, please power down your engine. We will be engaging our tractor beam shortly.
Recall those TIE fighters, and I'll consider it.
You're not in a position to. You're not in a position to make demands, Captain.
At this point, is the calculation done?
It's getting close, but they're also powering up the tractor beam because they know how long it takes to do something like that. This is your last warning, Captain.
I'm gonna do a quick check to see if the astrogation's done.
Not quite yet.
Fine.
You're still very close to a planet. Or
Yeah.
that new cannon that apparently makes no difference. But
Actually, so the command ship is doing the tractor, yeah?
That'd be the Star Destroyer. Yeah.
Yeah. How close are we to those corvettes?
They're basically in formation with the. Like if the Star Destroyer is kind of here, they're kind of off to one side slightly.
Okay. And I know that the range for those tractor beams is not long, usually.
Not super long, though.
So if I'm in range for that, could I be close enough to maneuver the ship to get the corvette between me and the destroyer? So it wouldn't have that tractor lock?
They are spread out to the side enough. That'd be like a major redo to kind of go around them.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
They would probably get the tractor beam shot off before that happened.
Okay. I wanted to ask. All right, yeah, he'll shut off the engines.
Everybody in the ship feels a little shudder as the tractor beam takes hold. Starts pulling you towards the Star Destroyer.
At that point, the captain is storming down to the medical bay.
Down to the medical bay, when y'all feel that little jarring, Hogart looks around. That's not good.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately, something outside must be happening. Would you care to elaborate?
I think Ozin still has like the little bits of her enhanced ability going. Here's the captain's like, oh well, here we go.
Ozin is the only person around here. Stomp, 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 rock him.
Yep.
Oh, he is
out the airlock.
off.
Oh boy, here we go. Captain?
Hogart is like, Captain?
Would you like to explain why there's an Imperial battle group that just locked onto my ship?
Because the Empire is overly aggressive pricks and are in space they've got no business being in?
What in the hell did you do?
We were sent in to investigate what we thought was going to be an Imperial listening post. They have a bit. They had quite a few more troops down there than we were expecting. We weren't actually expecting to run into very many stormtroopers. We had no idea that they had a battle group floating around in the area somewhere. We walked into an ambush, so apparently they knew it was coming.
The captain mentally very glad he takes these notes of jobs, considering basically what the job request effectively would likely say he's there to carry people to the planet and then take them back. There's no specification of what they're doing on the planet, just he's the ferry service.
Yeah, they were very... we're not, Yes, they were very circumspect in what the orders said.
Okay.
You were specifically told you were going to sit there, drop them off, wait for them, bring them back. I mean, anybody reading between the lines would think there was probably something a little shady going on.
But he doesn't care.
Yeah, but that could have been, they were doing a drug drop, they were picking up illicit goods. That could have been anything.
Yeah.
Light smuggling.
Yeah. Now I need to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with this. Because as upgraded as this ship is, I don't like the odds against an entire wing of TIE fighters, a destroyer, and several corvettes.
No, those are not good odds. Those are not odds you put money on.
No, they're not. And he storms out.
You wouldn't happen to have any, he kind of calls after you.
No. I'll just stop you right there.
I was just going to ask him if he happened to have any little hidey holes that would hold a person. That's all. Things might go better for you if I wasn't found on board.
Oh, the captain is absolutely not thinking about that.
Ozen herself is going to look for her own hidey hole.
Captain, do you have little smuggler compartments hidden on this ship anywhere? I know we haven't really discussed it before.
He does. Can hold up to 2 tons of cargo. Or 4 people, technically. I believe is the... Let me look it back up. It's in here in the ship thingy somewhere. Starship modifications. Or was it in... Oh, fuck, where would it be? That's not it. It's in here somewhere.
But you've definitely got enough to hide somebody if you needed to.
Yeah, but he's not.
He has a slightly different plan in mind.
Oh, he absolutely does. Okay. Yeah, they have I don't remember what kind we got because there's concealed, hidden, and scanner resistant. Which is concealed is 200 credits per ton, hidden is 400 credits per ton, and scanner resistance is 1,000 credits per ton.
Okay.
I don't remember which one we got because I know there is a compartment on the ship.
Would Ozen or does the entire crew know where these compartments are, or is the captain keeping that to himself?
Captain keeps that to himself in case he needs it. Oh, there we go. Up to 3 people can fit in each ton of space in the secret compartment. So, okay, so it would be, alrighty. Yeah, so there'd be 2. I'm not sure it'd be concealed, hidden, or scanner resistant.
Okay.
I guess that'd be up to you. Because this was put in by a hut.
That's true.
See, concealed is very
Ludo
difficult.
the Hut is a car guy, so he might have fancied it up.
Yeah, so concealed is difficult perception roll to locate, but a scanner will detect immediately. Hidden is very difficult perception to locate, and a scanner requires a moderate perception roll. And scanner resistant is very difficult perception to locate, and scanners can't even find it. So
we'll go with scanner resistant. We'll think you've got the good stuff.
Okay, so there'd be 2 tons of space, so it can hold up to 6 people. which means that our maximum cargo capacity is reduced by 10. Because it's 5 tons of cargo space per 1 ton, because cargo things are bulky to have all the stuff to hide it.
Yeah,
That's aggressive math.
It is.
But yeah, he is getting the pad that has the job he was hired for. Because what he told the people on the mine, his crew is his first priority, and this man just threatened it.
Not intentionally.
He has absolutely no qualm.
He was operating in good faith.
He has absolutely no qualm throwing this guy under the bus for the rest of the crew.
I'll go up to the captain and be like, Cap, you got a spot for, and I'm like motioning to like the fire laser stick in her, robe.
Give it here.
Rolls down the window, throws it out. Rolls the window back up.
I'll give it to
If you have anything else, any other Jedi paraphernalia, give it to me.
probably the holocron, yeah.
And he'll...
So Ozen runs to her room, grabs all her paraphernalia.
This is literally just the holocron and the lightsaber, to be honest.
Yeah, and then he will take it. He'll just walk off with it.
Yeah.
And I will say...
It's the thing where she's like watching him walk off with it, but also kind of seeing the good in him as he's doing it.
As you're standing there, a Hogart goes rushing past you.
He's gonna just, whatever.
Captain.
What?
I'm sure a man in your profession has certain out of the way compartments. Do you have anything that would hold a person? Honestly, this is going to go better for you if they don't find me.
Me having worked in the merchant trade while the Empire was in power, how true is that? If you are a used third party.
That depends heavily on... hang on, I'm getting an echo. Somebody... that depends heavily on the individual commander you're dealing with. Some of them are fairly reasonable. Oh, you're a cat's paw. Oh, you were just... Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Put the fear of God in you, or the Emperor sends you on your way. Others can be complete a-holes. Oh, well, I'll just confiscate that ship and sell it on the side when nobody's paying attention. So, in that regard, it could go either way. He's not necessarily intentionally BSing you. So it's a toss-up. Hiding him might be better, or having him trussed up like a Christmas turkey and handing him to them might work better.
What's the read on the captain that I got from the interaction I had with him?
You're not sure that was the captain you were talking to. It was somebody. Let's see. It was not you did not have a visual communication. You could not see who it was you were talking to.
Okay. But because it will be a fair sort of mental jump to say that, considering the extended conversation, that if this wasn't the captain, wasn't interrupted by the captain, considering this is an active thing that just happened.
That is true.
And was given several chances up to the point of this is your last chance. Potentially a fairly reasonable captain.
It's very possible.
Okay. Those are the dice he's going to roll then.
So what do you tell? What do you tell poor Holgar, who's just lost all of his friends? Well, gambling acquaintances.
None that maintain life support.
Got an environmental suit?
No.
He gets a look on his face like he's starting to doubt your intentions for him.
BL.
If you say it, y'all are like a floor up from BL's usual. So, if you say it over the comms, he responds, "Yes, sir."
Come meet me, please.
He marches to your location.
Knock him out.
Doesn't miss a beat. Butt of his blaster just straight into Holgart's face. Pow!
What?
And Holgart's already injured. Down he goes.
Tie him up. Take him back to the medical bay.
Yes, sir. I have nothing to tie him up with. I'll take him to the medical bay and tie him up with something there.
Also, confiscate his gear for me.
Of course, sir. Not that he's got a whole lot on him right now.
And the captain will go. After that, he'll go back to his room, take the box that's the central part of his display, and he will put all that stuff in one of the compartments and lock it down. All the Jedi paraphernalia in that compartment.
Gotcha. All right. So y'all are pulled, into one of the bays of the destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
You're sat down. You're instructed to basically meet them at, when they drop the gangplank, they want you standing at the top of the gangplank.
All right.
Disarmed.
Okay.
So if any of you are going to try to conceal weapons, please let me know.
Already
He's
did.
not.
Well, I mean, as far as keeping them on your person concealed is what I mean.
Oh, I'm keeping my baton. I'll have my baton on me, but I'm not gonna
have her
it's gonna be
old
like
out blaster on her.
Yeah. I feel like the play is to keep our weapons on us because they didn't. What are they gonna do?
The captain, when they give him the instructions, he will ask, there is a knife I typically keep on my person as a family heirloom. Would that be acceptable, or would you prefer I not have it?
If I was you, I would leave that in your quarters, Captain.
Understood. And he will leave the knife in his quarters, along with all of his weaponry. And he will take the copy of the job he was given, which plainly lists out what it was for, as he's just the ferryman.
Somebody's name, but apparently I did not name their token. Okay.
As somebody who's probably dealt with the Empire more than once, does this feel like a situation where they're gonna find something to stick on the captain?
If they want to.
Yep.
Your impression is the same as the captain's, kind of. It really depends on the individual. Do they want to be bothered with you? Are they in a bad mood?
They just want to get their guy and
There's
go.
just no telling.
Yeah.
Sure.
That and the captain is what he's rolling the dice on is that he's literally handing the responsible party over.
Mm-hmm.
And if they question, well, why did you kill our guys? His response will be, they shot at us.
Yeah.
Keltzer, you said you were keeping your holdout blaster.
I mean, it's on her person, so yeah.
Is she gonna be standing there in full armor?
It's a good question.
That is a good question. She really wouldn't have time to have changed anyway, right?
I mean, you could have shut off the helmet, maybe the breastplate if you wanted to, but that'd been about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what she would have done, at least taken those pieces off.
Captain Bill asks you where you want him at.
Go back to the droid bay for now. I prefer not to give them any more reasons to be irate.
Understood, sir. I'll put my blaster in its proper place.
Very good.
So wherever it is, you keep that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes back to where the loading droids and stuff are.
One thing I do want to point out, if they do end up searching the ship, Ayrta did move his weapon collection around, so it doesn't look like there's an empty spot in the center.
Gotcha.
So everything looks like it's all laid out and there's nothing missing.
Alright, so Ozen was keeping a baton, Kelser was keeping a holdout piece. The captain had disarmed completely?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He wants to be diplomatic about this, considering that is a lot of things. He's pretty confident in his piloting skills, but there wasn't getting away from that.
No, definitely not. The gangplank drops. You're all standing at the top. Down at the bottom, you see quite a few stormtroopers. And, they've got weapons out, of course.
Makes sense.
You see one man in a uniform, with a little hat, black hat and stuff.
Yeah.
Not anybody particularly high-ranking. The higher-ranking one is probably the woman next to him.
Okay.
She's dressed in black. She's got the little black cape. She's got a hood pulled up. Some of you have seen her before.
Yeah?
Inquisitor.
Yep.
But, they see that y'all aren't, like, packing. Not, obviously, weapons out.
Sure.
Come down, and the man next to the woman is the one that actually starts doing the talking. Come down, off the ship.
And Ayrta will. Not sure if they mean him as the captain or the entire crew.
Well, he was gesturing like it was probably the entire crew.
Okay.
And I'm assuming y'all are sitting there with Holgart tied
Oh, he's dragging Hogart down the ramp with him.
busted nose.
Yep.
This is a mistake, Captain.
Yes, well, that's what happens when you're not given the full details of a job.
You know how these kind of jobs work.
My assumption was a drug deal of some sort, or spice running.
Well, you know what they say about assuming.
Yes, I do.
I'm not taking this personal. I realize it's business. There are other people that are going to take this personal.
I prefer it wouldn't.
Couple of stormtroopers step
What's a
up.
hint? And he'll lift Hogart, hence the offering.
But the guy in command, he makes a gesture. A couple of stormtroopers run up, take the prisoner.
He'll offer data slate, and this is the job as written, in case you'd like to peruse it.
The lieutenant or wherever he is, he takes that. He starts looking over it. Take him to interrogation. Thank you for your cooperation, Captain.
I've worked with the Empire before.
Oh, of course. Anyone that's been in business for a while, I'm sure, knows how these things work. Any gestures, and a couple of troops approach you. They're simply going to give you a quick search for weapons.
Of course.
Before we escort you to some holding cells. Your ship will be searched. We have no intentions of confiscating any personal items.
Of course.
Or cargo.
He will say, I left all of his gear and what they left behind in the cargo bay there, and he'll gesture to the corner.
Very good. All right, Ozen, your little baton is not particularly hidden or anything, is it? It's just hanging on her belt.
Even as they come up to me, it's like I got the baton right there.
One of them takes it.
I can put that back in my quarters if that's a thing.
Stand where you are, and the troopers like stand where you are.
Whatever.
Ozen, they seem to give you particular attention because you're standing there in Mando armor. Do you have your helmet on as well, or did you leave your helmet off?
Kelser, not Ozen. Scared the fuck out of me. I was like, what? They don't know shit.
Nah, I was in your Mando gear now.
It's the best way to throw them off.
No, she would have been in full gear, helmet, and everything.
So yeah, they pay particular attention to you, but you don't have any obvious blasters out. But you are using a holdout blaster. Does that give a? I'm trying to remember. Does the holdout blaster have anything particular that helps with concealment?
It does not.
Okay. All right. In that case, Keltzer, give me a. Let's see. What is it? What would it be? A hide sneak. Versus a stormtrooper's search.
I rolled a 16.
All right, they give you just a quick pat down. They seem to be satisfied. Troops swim around you. They start marching you off to the holding cell. Another squad of them marches up the gangplank onto your ship. Ozen, you see the trooper that's got your baton. As he walks up to the ship, you see him just toss the baton to one side. It's inside your ship, though, so.
Yeah.
That's fair.
He just rolls her eyes. Cling, 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 cling.
As they march, though, the woman holds up her hand. Wait a second. And she walks over, and she looks. She's looking at Keltzer's armor. That looks familiar. And then she starts looking at Ozen.
She looks away.
And then she starts looking at Ozen and Io. I've seen you before.
Could hear a creaking of metal as the captain just turns and looks at him.
You were at the race.
Who is she saying this to? To Kelser?
Wait,
Well,
didn't we retcon that Kelser was at the race? Because I wasn't here that day.
No, you went back to the ship to guard the ship.
Yeah.
While I think Io showed up. I forget.
Io.
No, there was an in-game swapping of places.
You were there at the first appearance, though, where the bounty hunter first confronted you all.
Oh, didn't I have somebody look at my armor in appreciation? Right? Was it the Inquisitor?
Let's see. The first time y'all ran into her
was when the bounty hunter was threatening them outside the pit and the
right during the tour.
dignitary.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then the second time was at the race when she, cut her way through the floor in the hallway and heard some guys ran off. That time she would have seen Ozen and Io.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm just figuring out who is she talking to.
Well, when she starts talking about that, I've seen you before. She's actually looking at you and Io, or Ozen and Io. And then she's like, "You were at the race."
Karen called my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, odd coincidence. But
let's say me, the player, wanting to jump in. Aiden are probably going, "You don't interrupt an Inquisitor."
Mm-hmm.
The cap's there going. I may swing by and have a talk with you later. And then she gestures, and the troops continue moving you forward.
Okay.
They take you to a holding cell.
Is it one per person, or is it like everyone in one big one?
Oh, individual cells. Think of the cells Leia was in the first Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So decently sized, but
individual. Well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have been rather cooperative.
Yeah, and so. they're not rough with you or anything.
Yeah.
The ones that march you in there and lock you in, they leave. But you had some, of course, stationed there, in that little control station. And then you get like the little narrow hallway with the cells. But
yeah.
But you do have, there's little openings in the windows, not real, real large, but enough that you could speak to each other.
Yep.
Though the troopers at the controls, they'd be able to overhear anything you say. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the captain would just wait until he's called on.
And you're not the only person being detained here. There's a couple of the cells that are clearly in use.
Yeah.
Io and Ozen, they put you at the two cells furthest down. As you walk past one of the doors, somebody's up in the window watching you walk by.
That's weird, but okay.
Well, maybe he's bored in his cell. Wants to see the new people.
Sir, this isn't Oz.
That would be a big shift from Star Wars.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you're locked in there for an hour or so. Eventually, the lieutenant that was out there before, he comes in. And you hear somebody walk in and inquire of the guards, which cell the captain is in. And he walks up to your window. Captain, we've conducted a search of your ship. Nothing seems to be out of place.
Mhm.
Very interesting battle droid you have.
Well, I like to have a little bit of extra firepower just in case.
Understandable.
You never know with some dealers you work with.
And you appear to be a collector of weapons, and that is a historically interesting piece.
Quite so.
Here's a question, something I should have asked earlier.
Mhm.
Doc, were you standing on the top of the gangplank with everybody else? Or did you hang around in the medical bay like you were just a piece of the equipment on the ship?
Oh, he would have staked around in the medical bay and acted like he was part of the ship.
Okay. In that case, you were there for the search, and I mean they went over every nook and cranny of the place. When they got to the bay, they told you to stand in the corner. They put a restraining bolt on you, assuming you're not trying to resist.
He wouldn't. He would be like, all right.
So you were effectively imprisoned on your what would you call that? Your office? Your
Workplace?
workplace, I guess.
Yeah, no workplace.
It's like most people's worst nightmare. Oh, I'm chained to my workstation. Great.
So, every day.
Yeah.
But and you hear them going around, and they're not at least what you see in the medical bay. They're not intentionally wrecking anything, but they're not necessarily putting stuff back where it goes either. You know, they pretty well toss the medical bay, but they do at least try to pile things on tables as opposed to just throwing it on the floor. But anyway, cutting back to the captain. He tells you they've been to search the ship. You know, they have placed restraining bolts on all your droids.
Of course.
Though he regrets to inform you that you may have to be their guests for a little while. It won't be anything permanent, but given the recent political situation, it would not do for word to get out of their presence here.
It's fair, I suppose. I'm used to keeping my mouth shut, though, if you're worried about that. I've sometimes worked with a hut. It comes with the territory.
Interesting.
Pays the bills.
But, you know, given how quickly that you handed over your previous client, you know. But he assures you, you know, it shouldn't be longer than a few weeks. At which point, secrecy may not be important anymore.
Okay.
But, you know, he will appreciate your cooperation and, you know, your patience during what he sure is a trying time for you.
It is. I don't particularly like being locked up very much.
We must all experience some unpleasantness in life.
Yeah. That much I'm well acquainted with.
As he turns to go, you hear the door open, and the guards kind of ask, you know, who is this? And you hear a voice that sounds very familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
But very out of place. He starts ordering the troopers back. He's been told he could tour this ship, and he wants to see the prisoners.
Okay.
And there's a brief interchange. The lieutenant steps out of where you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, you hear the lieutenant go, "Fine, we're not opening the doors for you, though." And a moment later, you see a big bulbous eye looking through the slot of your door.
Oh no.
And you see Ludo the Hutt. Captain,
Oh,
what have you
hello,
got?
Ludo.
What have you gotten into that you drew their attention?
Completely unintentional, unfortunately.
And is the ship all right?
The ship's fine.
Oh, good.
I've been assured, as he glances over to where the lieutenant went, that it has not been messed with, aside from a search.
Very good, very good. You see, Ludo kind of turns. If anything unfortunate happens to them, I would like to purchase the ship. And you hear the lieutenant basically go, we're just holding them for a little while. Oh, good, good, good.
Doesn't actively rolling her eyes.
Mind if I ask what you're doing here, Ludo? And don't typically see a hut near Imperials terribly often.
Well, I don't know. Old Jabba got along with the Empire fine.
Well, yes, but I don't. This isn't some place I expected you to show up to.
It is not an area that I would have come to just on my own.
Hence my curiosity.
Uncle has sent me around. He has some business interests springing up in the corporate sector. And I'm just in discussions with, not a lieutenant, but his superiors, to make sure Uncle's business ventures aren't under any threat should tensions escalate.
Ah, understandable. I trust mine and your uncle's business arrangement as well is relatively intact.
Oh, yes.
He's a wonderful business partner. I would like to continue to do business.
He's always been quite happy with the service you've provided. Save for that one incident where you lost a ship and a shipment. But such things happen.
I believe we can rather squarely blame that on the moles that I'm sure he's been rooting out since.
He has found a few, we'll call them corporate spies that his competitors have sent.
Do they have a very nice flight?
We wouldn't know. We fired them, and from what we understand, they've been terminated from their regular employer as well.
That's fair. I would like to continue employment myself. I won't be so bold as to ask if you can do anything for us at present. That would be rather rude of me.
He looks in that cell. Does not look like a terribly comfortable place.
It's not. If I'm to be detained somewhere, I'd prefer it at least be on my ship. But I do understand procedures and precaution.
Is everyone else here? And he slithers down to. He says, you look rather nervous. Relax, Ozen. Everything will be all right.
As he says that, I actually activate calm.
He picks in at Keltzer. Really? You're keeping the helmet on, even in there. Oh, okay. You hear him talk to Ludo. I've heard some of them never take the helmets off. How do they bathe? Because clearly bathing something a Hutt's worried about.
I mean, it is Ludo.
He looks into the cell of the other prisoner that was in there when y'all arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How are they treating you, Paro? Mm-hmm. Well, if you hadn't been drinking so much and picking fights with the stormtroopers, this wouldn't have happened. Yes, we'll be leaving in a day or two. They're going to remand you to my custody when we leave. And then he turns. And as he turns, this Paro guy, makes a little commotion. Almost like he's freaking out, like the cell's too small and the walls are closing in.
Mm-hmm.
As he's doing that, Ludo slides up to Io's door. And you see him kind of glance over Lieutenant. And then well, I don't know how gross it is, but basically you see him kind of reach up under a fold of fat and pulls out a little metallic something that he just sort of drops through your window while his crewman over there is making a commotion. And how are you holding up, Io?
Well, get to catch up on many naps, I suppose.
The captain. I'm sure the captain works you too hard. And then he leans back. Polo! Or, what did I say the guy's name was? Poro. Poro! Shut up! And the guy finally quiets down. I'm sorry about that, Lieutenant. He did too many, hallucinogenics as a child. And sometimes it had flashbacks. Well, and he kind of pats the door, Io's door. Well, dear, just hold on. I'm sure this will all be fine.
I'm sure I'll find some way to keep myself entertained. And kind of like eyeballs where the thing dropped.
Indeed. One big bulbous eye winks at you.
Oh my fucking god.
Honestly, for a Hutt, Ludo isn't terrible.
No, for a Hutt, he's remarkably decent.
Yeah.
Shame he'll probably die or betray us at some point.
Curse your inevitable betrayal.
Look, in any given campaign, there's only a handful of NPCs that actively betray you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And some of them you even remain friends with.
But yeah. But yeah, honestly, for a Hutt, Ludo ain't bad. At least for now.
But at that, the lieutenant and Ludo both leave. And Ludo's just jaw flapping a mile a minute as they're going out.
Yeah.
From sitting on the bed across the room or across the cell, can she figure out what that is without getting any closer?
You're not sure. Like I said, it's a little middle. Think of something about twice the size of a flash drive. Of a little thumb drive. A little bit thicker. With kind of rubberized corners, so when it hit the ground, it didn't make much noise.
Yeah, she'll wander over and pick it up, but also kind of look out the window a little bit and be like, if we're being, would she have heard them talking to the captain about staying here a couple weeks?
Yes. Any conversation in that hallway, everybody can pretty well hear.
If we're gonna be kept here a couple weeks, are we at least going to be fed?
The lieutenant calls back. Oh yes, of course. There's a regular feeding regular meal schedule.
Plan? Okay. Fantastic. Can we at least get like a booker or like checkers or something? I mean, I'm sure this is, horribly entertaining, but no, forget I asked, and she just walks back to the bed, but she did grab the thing while she was at the door.
Okay. So everything kind of quietens down then. As you examine the thing, you realize it's a specialized slicer's tool. Specifically, think of it as like an electronic lockpick.
Oh no.
Ooh, snazzy.
Hey, Io, what you got? A knife? No.
You don't know why Ludo would just happen to have one of these on him, and it's there's some kind of residue on it from where he had it hidden in a fat fold.
Yeah, she does wipe it down on something.
Her bed sheet.
No, if the mattress like lifts up enough, it gets wiped underneath there.
It's just hot sweat. I don't know what the problem is.
But that way it doesn't show that there was something else in there.
So for the rest of you, you're basically sitting around bored for a while.
She is gonna hide that in like her shoe or a boot or something.
It's no problem. It's small enough to be pretty concealable.
Yeah.
You say everybody's sitting around bored, but Doc has the time to go through and clean up files and do particular programming thing that all of us should probably be doing to our computers from time to time. But anyway.
Doc's defragging stuff.
Yeah.
From Doc every now and then from somewhere off, probably in the cockpit, probably where your R2 unit is. Which, he'd have been restraining bolted like everybody else. But every now and then you hear him whistling a tune. Slow and mournful. Nobody knows the sorrows he's seen. You're not sure how the droids down in the droid bay are handling the big lockdown.
I can hear it now. Nobody knows the trouble I see.
But it's just the tune.
Sad droid harmonica.
Yeah.
R2 would sprout in the movies would sprout all these little arms, so maybe he's got an arm with a harmonica. Not sure where his mouth would be though. And you're fed like he said you were going to be fed. At a certain time of day, the lights dim. They never go completely out in your cells.
Yeah.
But they dim enough that you can sleep without too much trouble. Early that next day. Oh, let's see. Ozen or Io?
Oh boy.
Ozen. The door opens. And the woman you've met before is standing there.
Greetings.
Good morning.
Morning.
I thought now would be a fine time for us to have a little conversation.
Very well.
Just out of curiosity. I'm sorry,
Before you started, just clarifying, we can all hear this, right? Since it is in the hallway. Or does the door like close and a thing come up?
No, the door is staying open. I mean, she steps into the cell with Ozan, but the door is still open. So yeah.
Okay.
You can pretty well hear this.
I like where that's going.
Well, if the door is open, then
There's not going to be much torture.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that planet the race was on? Was that Kala?
It's Kalia.
Yeah, that was that.
Kala 6 to be precise, but yes.
So we didn't get a chance to talk when we met at Kala. What was it that had you there?
There was one of the drivers was really sweet on me, and how better to be sweet, show that you are both a racer and sweet on somebody than to let them watch from the pit.
And the bounty hunter that was threatening you? I'm trying to remember who he was threatening, but yeah, he was kind of threatening both of you.
More accurately, threatening the captain for whatever reason.
Oh, do you know what that reason would be?
I do not. I'm not lying. I legitimately wouldn't.
I thought we
Captain's
talked.
Did
It
we?
was the one that was. Yeah, it's the one that we found out that it was one of the people back on Nar Shaddaa put a bounty on him for killing his
okay.
daughter because his
Oh,
daughter
okay.
fucked around and found out.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Uh,
That was in the session 0 that I messed the sound up on, so no one will ever see it but us.
Yep.
Probably for the best.
Some trouble on Nar Shaddaa, I believe.
No, that's pretty much what their main export is of that place.
Exactly. Someone's feelings get hurt, and they send a bounty hunter.
So odd that we'd run into each other again like this. Well, I suppose we actually ran into each other twice on Kala.
Galaxy is wide and weird.
That's one way of putting it. I don't know what kind of list I ended up on somewhere, but these spam calls have got to stop.
They will never stop.
That's why I just keep hitting block and reporting them as spam every time.
But your car's extended warranty.
I don't care. They aren't Spamton.
You mean good old Spamton, G. Spamton.
Yeah. Circa 1997.
God dang it.
So are you from the corporate sector? You and your crew?
He's asking me and the crew,
And she's very focused. She's got a look of extreme focus on her face.
Sure.
I mean, not like full on constipated or anything, but
Sure.
paying very close attention to everything you're saying.
Yep.
Very attentive.
Very attentive. That's a good way to put it.
The crew found me in Nar Shaddaa. I was doing work with one of the huts there.
Oh yes, apparently you knew our guest Ludo. The lieutenant was telling me about that.
Had to knows everybody. one of those things. Hut's job and all that.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Fair enough. I guess that means you know Arnox the Hut as well.
They're related, right?
Yeah, that's Ludo's uncle.
Yeah, that's his uncle.
What was it like working for him? What was your opinion of him?
My opinion of Arnox the Hut?
Mm-hmm. I've met Ludo. I have my own opinion of him.
Arnox was a dealer of sorts, and I guess I'm talking like he's dead. Let me rephrase that.
Is
a an astute businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why him and the captain see eye to eye. Or as close to eye as a
Mirrorlocking.
and a Mirrorlocking and a Hut can get.
Give me a perception roll.
Oh boy. This is just straight perception?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, wait a second.
19 total.
All right, let me jot that down so I don't lose it. I'm looking at the wrong power there.
Oh, is she using a dark side power? Because that's different.
This one was not. Well, the one I was looking at was the wrong one. That was a particularly dark side power, and I don't think this one is either.
Because with calm, that also gives me a. So I got a +4 on top of that. 19.
Okay.
Would the
And
calm last
Ooh.
overnight?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Fair enough.
Uh.
Then yeah, just 19.
Okay. So yeah, you still needed a perception roll or control, whichever one you prefer.
It's the same dice pool. So.
Okay. She got a. So she looks, you're talking. She looks at you, really, really kind of locks eyes with you.
Mm-hmm.
You should tell me what was going on at the race. What was really going on at the race?
Am I compelled or did I make the DC?
Oh, you made the DC, but you can also tell what she's trying to do.
Then, knowing what she's trying to do, I will activate. I'll still keeping my same expression, but I'm actually going to activate calm as I'm speaking to her. Great
Okay.
ability. I made the DC because it's like 5, unless I have dark side points. I tell her there was a bounty hunter that was after my captain for some things that happened in Arshada and interrupted a race to do so.
And that was all? Nothing else interesting happened?
Not to my knowledge. I had a couple of dates with with one of the racers, but don't think that's very relevant for whatever you're asking.
Out of character asking this. Are you purposefully not telling them about the firefight with the droid?
No, I'm mentioning that the droid like got in a fight with us.
Because it belonged to the bounty hunter, and all that. So that's not.
Okay.
That's bounty hunter. Yeah.
You don't mention. I'm assuming you don't mention how that fight ended.
Sure, I don't. But I do mention that there was a droid, the bounty hunter droid that was came after the captain was also coming after us and went to go went so far as to interrupt the race. And then we see how that ended for him.
So the only things you're really leaving out is you don't mention having seen her at the restaurant, though that's not technically something she was specifically asking about.
Sure.
And you don't mention anything related.
Right.
She doesn't seem completely satisfied with these answers.
Okay. But I'm not wrong.
I mean, you were truthful.
Yep.
From a certain point of view.
That's everything Ozen said was the truth.
Let's see. Well, she thanks you for your time. You
have a good day.
She's
She's
not going to. She's not going to tell you that she hopes you enjoy your time here because she glanced around and said, obviously that's not a thing that's going to happen. But hopefully you won't be here longer than a couple of months.
Okay.
The cat from a cell, well, that's gone up. As he says that mentally.
Pray it does not go up further.
Yeah.
And then she steps out. She shuts your door. She steps over and opens Io's door.
She's just kind of sitting on her bed against the wall.
Oh. That was me, not Ozen.
I'm sure you overheard my conversation with your friend. Is there anything you would like to add to her description of what was going on in Kala?
No, I mean, we had the bounty hunter coming after the captain because someone got their feelings hurt because one of their kids was an idiot. Just doing a job. We were waiting for some supplies. During that time, a bounty hunter showed up. That was taken care of. And we went and delivered some medical aid to a planet.
Oh, it's very, very kind of you. Was there anything else going on in Kala that I might want to know about? Give me a perception roll.
Oh boy.
Oh, my dumb girl. Would she get any kind of hinky feeling about this? Like, could I throw a trust the force in there?
Oh, you don't have to.
Don't do that.
You don't necessarily have to have compelling story reasons to do that.
I'm trusting in the force. I forget what that does, but I get
doubles
like
your die
something.
pool. It doubles your die pool.
Fantastic.
Need to beat a 20.
+1, so I am at 20.
And I let ties.
Oh shit!
I let ties go to the player.
Oh my god, I'm sweating through my shirt right now.
Nothing that comes to mind. I mean, it's kind of weird that, the bounty hunter was sent that far just for someone being an idiot. But I mean, people have done weirder.
Well, especially when family's involved, yes.
I mean, especially when family is involved, but it's a criminal family. I think from what rumors I've heard, it was basically the wife kind of nagging him to do it. I mean, Ludo might know which family exactly it was.
I may ask him about that. Well,
yeah, it wasn't actual wasn't a guild bounty hunter. Was just kind of a freelancer.
Well, thank you for your cooperation.
No problem.
She steps out and shuts the door. Oh, that would have been so fun if you'd missed, though. So you think I'd want to know? Well, Ozen's a Jedi.
Oh, it's calm is worded differently. It is not a dark side power. It is resist the effects of a power called upon by a dark side servant.
What's that got to do with an Inquisitor?
Gee, I wonder.
I wonder.
She only seeks to maintain order in the galaxy, and the Empire just happens to be the best preserver of order.
Mm-hmm. So I have +8 to that for the next 15 seconds.
Only if she's dark side. Mara Jade wasn't dark side; she was an Emperor's hand, not just an Inquisitor.
And now, thanks to all the canon retcons, does not exist.
Yeah, that's true.
Thankfully, I've been vague on which canon I'm using. So
true.
That's fair.
All of them.
At once.
Which canon am I using? Yes.
Canon
it's
and
Scion
Legend.
all over again.
Let's go.
Yes, it's very much a Scion thing. All canons exist, especially if they contradict each other.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really pay the captain or Keltzer any special attention.
She never met the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We were walked here, right, from our ship.
Yes.
Almost completely beelined. So theoretically, if there was a breakout to happen for any reason, we could just kind of run back to that way.
Yes, there was a couple of turns. It was not super complex getting here though.
They didn't blindfold us.
No.
Yeah.
There was a couple of turns. You had to get on a lift at one point.
I mean, we've been very cooperative, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
we got there,
for a
Io.
couple months.
A slicer knife.
No.
I actually asked for the captain. When he got there, a slicer knife. Yes.
But also, you're not making any money for these couple months that you're here.
Oh, he's pissed.
Yep.
With tin can rattling at the bars of the cages.
One of those metal cups.
Yeah. It's not. Speaking of, I'm going to put this way. Before I drink the rest of it and just bounce off the walls.
Yeah, leave that for Friday.
Oh no, I've got more.
Later that day, they let Ludo's crewman, Poro. Yeah, Poro. They let him out. He's like, oh, finally. I guess that means we're leaving today.
They say what time you're getting out of here. They give you a departure time, a checkout time, something.
Well, he's like, the stormtroopers aren't, letting him just hang around. But back over, he's like, oh yeah, if they're taking me out of the cell, ship's probably ready to depart just as soon as I get there.
Well, have a safe flight. Give Ludo our best.
Will do. Don't go stir crazy.
I am trying to figure out, when am I supposed to use this?
When they leave.
They're literally like stationed outside of our doors.
Well, aren't they taking what's his name right now?
I assume there's more than those.
2 stormtroopers showed up, came in, and took him and left. So far, there's always been 2 troopers at the little control center.
It's just off to the side.
If it's right here, they're basically looking right down the little hallway that the cells are on.
Okay.
It's not a long hallway or anything. This is not like a full-size jail sort of thing. It's just a small area of holding cells, not too far from their landing bay.
Alright, then Ozin is going to being the example from earlier that that the guy was doing, where he was like kind of like the walls are closing in or whatever. She's gonna start like violently coughing. So on and so forth. I don't want to keep doing that for the stream.
Yeah. So you start coughing, and and periodically you'd hear the troopers talking to each other. They do not like this duty. It is boring as all get out.
Like fake. Like if they don't come with the first few coughs, then I can roll con for this. Like I'll do it.
Well, it's not con.
It kind of is a con.
Oh, you said con. I'm thinking Constitution.
No.
Wrong game.
Con, like con artist.
Yes, that is exactly what you need to roll.
I was looking out the window of her cell over across, like, what are you doing?
Alright.
But eventually, well, that's right. See how well you roll.
Let's see. I'm gonna trust in the Force for this. Why not?
That's a little extreme, but okay.
A little, but I really want to get the fuck out of here.
Alright, what'd you get?
I got 6, 12, 18, 24, 25.
Alright, they got a 9.
I want them exactly. I want both of them to show up in that case if they roll too low.
Yeah, because I think you at least tripled their score.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even like open the door type situation.
Io and her cell. She sometimes gets really bad coughing fits. We were gonna get her checked out. She might have caught something on the last planet we were on.
There was this plague and these dinosaur people. Anyway.
The doc's droid said it wasn't, gonna get her, but I think he lied. He's a shady droid. I don't trust him.
Yeah, can't trust droids.
Wow.
Not that one. He shoots people.
No, that's one of the stormtroopers. Yeah, you can't trust droids. It's a holdover from, when you still had clone troopers. But yes, your coughing fit sounds violent enough and real enough that both troopers run up to the door.
Starts like getting to a. For reference, Ozin is like right in front of the door, or like right behind the door where where they'll open and see her just like in a fetal position, coughing, and she's old, so it looks, it looks bad because she's
not that
old.
old. Most of her hair is still red. Most of it. But yeah, they run up, they pop the door open.
Quick question.
Mhm.
With having studied that little slicer thing, would Io kind of know how quick it would take her to pop a door? And with these doors, does she know if they open instantly once the lock is deactivated, or if there's something else to like cue the open?
All right. It would take a few minutes to get it queued up, to kind of break down the code it has to use to actually open the lock. But you could do that in advance without actually popping the lock. So you could have done that the night before or whenever.
Okay.
And had it ready to go. Had it loaded and ready to go, basically.
Probably after talking to the Inquisitor.
Okay. Go ahead and give me whatever your role is for that.
Do we want to say it's security?
Yes, that'd be exactly what it is.
I'm just going to roll her baseline security because I doubt they let her bring along her security kit.
No, you probably left that on the ship.
23.
All right. Well, that is a pass. 20 is difficult. All right. So yes, you had no problem getting it ready to go. So at that point, yeah, you can activate an open door. It puts through the unlock and open codes simultaneous.
Okay. She's going to hold it if both of them enter the cell. She's going to... if they both enter the cell like a good step or two, she's going to pop open the door. She's going to try and catch Ozen's eye and be like motion at the door, like opening it. Just so to try and see if Ozen can at least notice.
Okay. I'll say Ozen sees that with any trouble because I'm sure she's watching the door.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the troopers pop the door open. Both of them walk in. One of them immediately goes over and kneels down next to Ozen. Mm-hmm. The other one is standing next to his buddy and kind of leaning over, hands on his thighs, kind of leaning over. What's wrong with her? Should we call the medics?
She's going to do like a 3, 2, 1 countdown before she opens the door. And then she's going to try and tackle one of the guys.
All right.
Tackle the other one.
What is brawling?
Yes. If you have brawling, that would be it.
She threw dice into this after her fun with the... Oh, come on.
Oh, so sad.
Wait, it's supposed to be 3D. I'm rolling one more.
Okay.
What? Mine's also like a Juji Katami. I would say she's trying to be. I would say she's trying to be more dexterous because she's trying to put this guy in like a Juji Katami versus like an actual like brawl. That's up to you.
All right. Oh. So you got a total of an 8. You pop the door open.
So...
and you would go before Ozen or the troopers. So yeah, you pop the door open. One of the troopers kind of starts to turn his head. The one that's still standing but bent over kind of starts to straighten as you go flying across the hallway and just dive into him.
I picture this from the other windows just being hilarious.
As the other guy is like turns to look, I grab him and I've like put him in like a headlock and I rolled a 10 on my brawl.
It's like you jump up and get him like this while he's bent over, pull him the rest of the way down to the floor. All right. Well, both of you go before that troopers, so.
Yep.
So yeah, Io plows into hers.
Since it's more refined, almost like she's done this before.
He heard the noise. He was starting to straighten up, but he's still, kneeling over or bending over. Not exactly in the best of balance, and kind of half turning as she catches him, carries him to the floor. Let's see. And what did Ozen roll?
10.
Sail. Totally play into this, guys.
This is less like a full on football tackle. This is more like a full Nelson or something. And just waiting for him to go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Let me see here.
I would like probably we should have like tried to plan this or something, but also let's just go.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, standard stormtroopers.
She's like wiping her mouth.
Weird, they don't have any kind of brawling skill, but they've got brawling. Oh no, that's up in strength. Okay, there it is. All right. So on their turn, they are trying to get the one Ozen is basically putting a hold, is trying to break out of the hold.
Sure.
I believe that will be opposing brawl checks.
Okay. I have a question for you. Is this coughing fit considered heroic? Because I'm trying to bust us out.
Heroic coughing fit.
Well, the heroic or not heroic is more about the intentions of it.
Yeah.
You're trying to save your buddies.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would consider that heroic enough.
So heroic means I get it back. So I'm trusting in the Force to do this fucking grapple.
All right. Well, he got an 11.
I got more than 11. 6, 12. Yeah, I got 17.
All right. So you maintain your hold.
How long until he falls asleep?
I'm going with, like I said, I keep doing the minion rules thing with troopers, so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he struggles for a few seconds, and then he goes limp. Because that sort of thing always works way faster in movies than it's supposed to.
Yep. And she plops him onto the other guy.
Well, we got to roll with the other guy to see if Io manages
Sure.
to keep him pinned to the ground.
Sure.
So brawl and roll from Io versus he is. 9 is the number to beat.
I won.
And you're muted, so we didn't get to hear your shout of joy.
You can imagine it.
Yes, I can.
I have heard it before, so yes.
So yeah, you planted him and you managed to get his arms around, so you got his arms kind of pulled back behind his back and his face pressed down.
Trying to elbow him in the back of the head.
You know, not letting him get to wherever the communication control is on his helmet. You know, his buddy is passing out. He's sitting there. Hey! Y'all gonna be in a lot of trouble for this.
Tries beating his head on the floor. Shut him up.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I let the guy fall. Like when he falls unconscious, just fall on the other guy.
Well, Io's on the other guy, so
I imagine if he like goes unconscious after this check.
All right, give me a brawl and roll versus him. Let's see if you can do him damage. Oh, well, that could have been better.
Hey. Oh, I need another. I don't know why it's not rolling 3d6 in that. I have 3d in there.
Are you showing a wound on your character sheet?
Yeah, nobody should be wounded at this point. Y'all had plenty of time to recover.
5.
He got an 8.
Doesn't help.
Oh, well, this guy's out. I'll just knock his ass out.
All right. So do you punch the helmet? Or do you take the helmet off and just punch the guy in the face?
Yeah, take the helmet. What do you mean? Punch the helmet. Take the helmet off.
Hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi headbutted a Mandalorian, and the Mandalorian came out of that worse.
Obi-Wan canonically has a hard head. Have you seen him in the movies? Anyway, brawl, I guess.
Yes.
All right. I rolled a 7.
I am going to penalize him a dice for being,
It's multiple action.
more or less pinned under Io.
Uh-huh.
I mean, not quite pinned because he won the.
She's
that
only
last
like
roll.
5'4", so this is even more hilarious.
All right, he got a 6. What did you get, Ozen?
I got a 7. So as I take the helmet off and like do a punt kick.
Ooh, excuse me.
So now I'm picturing Io yanking his head out of the way like Lucy to Charlie Brown. Then it ends with y'all locked back up, and she's explaining, well, at least it was funny.
It's hilarious, though, right?
But no, you pull the helmet off, and he just has this offended look on his face, like that's a party foul. What are you doing? Whack! And he's unconscious.
Whip the helmet off. Hit him with the helmet.
Let's go. Let's go.
So you now got 2 unconscious stormtroopers.
She's going to start taking the armor off. We can disguise ourselves, get the others out, get to the ship.
Okay. She starts putting on the armor slowly.
The rest of you,
penguin.
If you happen to be by your window, you saw, you heard the coffin fit, so y'all might have looked out your window. You saw the troopers walking in. You saw Io go flying across. And then you just heard the sounds of violence. Though the coughing stopped, so that's good at least.
I was
going a 4 in her con, so.
I was trying to figure out how to get Leku underneath the stormtrooper helmet.
Gotta like roll them in, like a bad fruit roll up.
No. She's like, someone else might have to wear this.
That's fine.
I'm picturing her with it wrapping around her neck and the helmet not quite fitting down right.
Yeah, she would not try and force that. Her brain is in there.
Other stormtroopers are walking up. Dude, do you have the gout? It's like you got some swelling right here.
Go get the others. I'll ready it for them, I guess.
And we'll lock. She holds up the thing. A gift from Ludo. Oh, we'll lock him in here. Yeah, hi. Goes over, slaps it against Cap's door.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm here to rescue you.
We're escaping now, if that's okay with you. Just opening the door.
You're muted.
Did you have fun?
Getting really good at tackling people.
Good. I prefer not to be here any longer than I need to, if you don't mind.
On a 2-month extended vacation. I'm assuming by this time the door's open, turns around, works on Kelsers.
Yeah, he will immediately take the, he looks at that and goes, takes the stormtrooper's weapons.
Yeah, you got the standard stormtrooper blasters.
Fair enough.
I'm just as bad, if not worse, as a stormtrooper.
So Ozen has put on the stormtrooper armor.
Yeah, she has the blaster too. She's hoping not to use it, but she has it.
Oh no, we're in a fight. What do I do?
Stormtrooper game.
Don't forget to lock those guys back in there.
Oh no, we're doing that. Goes in there, makes sure to lock him in. And goes back to make sure any check-ins that they're supposed to do are done, and sets it on a loop for shortly after Ludo's guy left, so it doesn't show anyone in the hallway if there's any camera there.
Okay, yeah, there is some security involved here.
Yeah, I'll roll for that.
Yeah, go ahead. And remember, you don't have your hack and rig thing with you.
Yeah, 22. Only 7.
Okay, but that's still a difficult thing. Or still hits the difficult threshold, so. So yeah, you managed to basically put a loop in the archive. So if somebody went back and looked at the old stuff, they won't see this whole altercation. If they're paying close attention, they might notice, the same stuff happen over. But they'd have to pay an awful close attention. If somebody's just doing kind of routine flip through, they shouldn't notice anything.
Cool.
And there's not another check-in for about another 30 or 40 minutes. So
yeah, she'll let them know. We got 20, 25 minutes tops.
That's not what I said.
Oh, she's giving us a 5-minute buffer.
I know how these people drag their feet.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's time we get moving then.
Yeah, who put on the other suit of Stormtrooper armor?
It'd probably have to be Ygria, because
It would have to be
Kelser's
Eddie.
got her Mando armor,
Mhm.
and Io's got headtails.
That would be Iota.
You can burn it later if it makes you feel better.
Wood, let's go.
Yeah, she grabs some kind of manacles so they can look like they're like doing a prisoner transport or something.
Sure. You have no problems, making them look like their own without actually locking them shut.
Mhm.
Provided nobody walks up and physically examines it.
Yeah.
Walk them over.
All right, so y'all can start walking out
Doing the quick walk.
The Imperial Shuffle.
Meanwhile, on the ship, Doc, you have heard. You've been hearing somebody moving around the ship.
Okay.
Eventually, you see 2 stormtroopers stop by the medical bay. One of them is holding one of the swords the captain keeps on his wall.
Oh shit!
In the distance, there are Kill Bill sirens.
The other one's got like a little satchel. And they start going through and taking all the medical supplies that might have a not doctor recommended recreational use.
It's not like I can do much to stop him, but he will take mental note of what they're taking.
Into the satchel.
They're taking all the medical marijuana.
All the opioids, anything like that. Ooh, muscle relaxers.
Well, I mean, if you needed a prescribed pot, I'm sure Doc could have gotten some of that for you at some point.
It's medicinal spice.
Basically.
No.
That's a bad idea.
Io would toss that shit out the airlock.
But anyway, one of them is actually looking at Doc. Hey, wait a minute. That thing's it's got a restraining bolt, but it's still on. Is it gonna tell somebody we were here?
Quick,
I mean,
march,
he'll
quick, march.
basically turn off his eyes as if he's not functioning.
Entering hibernation cycle. Or,
one of the
not hibernation.
The other trooper, the one that's shoveling the drugs in. He looked over at you when his buddy said that, and he sees your eyes go off. He's like, nice try. But to his buddy, he's like, who cares? We're in the same armor everybody else is in. There's like how many thousand of us on this thing? Yeah. Besides, we're only taking a few little things. And you can see, from him putting stuff in the pack that he's probably searched other people's quarters and has grabbed any little knick-knack that he thinks is worth something.
Oh great, he grabbed the fucking dark side sword.
Hopefully he didn't grab that thermal detonator. Thermal grenade.
Aren't those illegal?
I mean,
So I say, if we would have known they are illegal, would we have probably put them in the
Probably.
obfuscation box?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
imagine y'all put that. I would imagine y'all would put anything that y'all didn't want potentially taken into the safety areas.
The only thing Ozan didn't put in was the dark side sword. That's like on two different halves of the.
And Doc does not see that. I mean, it was broken. Why would they want it?
Yeah.
Io would have made sure to put her hacker and slicer kit in the box.
Nobody knows about the box except the captain, though. So y'all are really just hiding stuff under your mattresses.
Yep.
Boy, this is a lumpy mattress. Oh, a thermal detonator. Nice.
Oh, they were all
What's this button
around
do?
Ozan when she asked the captain, so.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
We've all been like, here, hide this for us.
Yeah, what are these
Like
guys going to do?
brownies.
Oh, hey, what are they going to do? Run to their commander? Hey, Captain, Inquisitor. When we were, going against orders and stealing from the captured ship, we found this thermal detonator. You might want to press some charges against them.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, y'all are marching down the hallway. Our two people that are in the stormtrooper armor, I need you to give me con rolls.
Hell yeah.
We put the right people in the stormtrooper armor.
I mean, my con's not bad, but it's not great either.
I rolled 19.
Mine is 3.
I got 12. Yeah, I have a 3D for con.
All right, what did Ozan get?
19.
All right, what did Captain get?
12.
Okay. The other stormtroopers you pass in the hallway, they don't really pay any attention, really. I mean, every now and then one of them may give you a nod or acknowledge your existence, but
yeah,
you're escorting prisoners. Nobody stopped to talk. Nobody tries to stop you and talk to you.
Activate calm while I'm in the fucking trooper armor.
Well, when I say nobody, I mean none of the troopers.
Right.
You do have a higher ranked person. One of the uniformed type guys.
Sure.
Then when he sees you, he looks a little confused and he steps over. Because I'm imagining the con roll is basically being, you're trying to walk, stiff back like a stormtrooper and, focus like you're on the job, like I do at work if, I don't actually have anything to do, but if I'm walking somewhere, I look like I've got purpose. So nobody asks me anything.
Think murder.
Clipboard.
So, and that worked fine against the stormtroopers, but the commander, or not commander, lieutenant, or whatever he is, kind of looks at you. Kind of holds up his hand, steps over. Where are you escorting these prisoners? And he speaks specifically to, we'll do even as Ozan, odd as the captain. Ozan, he literally walks straight up to you. Where are you taking these prisoners?
This is Jeremy thinking Ozan would have had it like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ozan, doing her best impression of the clone trooper voice is gonna be like, had a transfer.
On whose authority?
Are you going to tell her no?
Give me a con roll, see if you convinced him.
This is where I'm gonna ask again if putting that guy in a full Nelson counted as trusting in the Force.
That was just regular combat. I'm not gonna,
Okay.
You'll get it back at the end of the session.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I'm not
unheroic.
Not
exactly,
explicitly using it as a dark side, but I was trying to see if it was heroic or not. Okay. 10, 14.
Let's see, 4, 8, 11. He got a 13. Oh. No, I don't guess I will be. Carry on.
Yes. I'll scuttle onto the ship.
Well, that
Yeah.
you get to the turbo lift. Up to the level you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was perfect because it's plausible deniability. It could be any female in the Empire.
It's Susan from Archives.
But apparently, when you say her on this ship, that the one person that everybody thinks about. Go figure. So you make it to the landing bay without any real issue.
Is Ludo's ship still there?
No, Ludo's ship is gone.
Damn. I was gonna say maybe we could escape at the same time.
I was assuming the conflict it was a little while after they carted Ludo's guy off.
It was a bit after, just so it's not so sketch.
Because this is far less sketch.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, when you get in the turbo lift, there are other troopers in there, and again, you just kind of get the nod. Eh? And as the lift is moving, a couple of them are talking. And one of them's talking about, oh yeah, I was guarding that prisoner they were interrogating. The droid did a number on him. Apparently, he was corpse sick. And there's this whole conversation about, why they'd have used a little dinky transport like that.
Hey, don't you insult our ship? No.
You muted.
Captain behind the helm is like, nah, I'm not happy about that. Not saying anything, but he ain't happy.
Sorry, all I can picture is the captain turning around and just slapping one of them. Bam! Keep my ship's name out of your mouth! Which will date this podcast for people that listen to it years from now.
Jesus.
Yeah, got a point there. Things I wasn't expect to be happening.
I took psychic damage from that.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't keep it in or it was going to hurt me, so I had to...
You had to share the pain.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But y'all get to the ship bay without any trouble. And there are other shuttlecrafts and a few TIE fighters in this bay. I mean, it's not empty by any means.
Mm-hmm.
The Rubicon has been kind of moved over to the side.
Io under her breath as they're walking. I'll work on getting the droids, at least R2 and Doc, probably out of their... Oh god, what are they called?
Restraining bolts.
Restraining bolts. I was going to say parking brake, but...
Close enough.
I'll get them unbooted.
Kelser's gonna do an inventory to make sure things aren't gone.
Alright, do a quick run of the ship.
Well, yeah, let's get out of here first.
Are those two fools still on the ship?
Well, when you get to the ship, the gangplank is down.
Oh.
Which isn't necessarily unusual.
Makes it really easy to get on the ship.
Uncommon.
But y'all march up on the ship.
It'd be funnier if we just started the ship and they're just somewhere on the ship and we just beat their ass later.
We got 2 new crew members, guys.
They're the whipping boys.
They could be my very own Tag and Bink.
Oh no.
I mean, you need cannon fodder?
Y'all march on. Do you immediately start taking the stormtrooper armor off, or you got other pressing concerns at the moment? You're just going about your business.
Bringing the gangplank back up.
Yeah.
From the level above you, because I figured the captain was beelining for the cockpit or whatever.
Yeah, would be as well
He's
to get
not.
R2.
He's not immediately beelining.
Okay.
Well,
in that case, Io would probably hear
well, because with the deck down, it's pretty safe to assume there's somebody on the ship.
Could we get the ship map up on our end? Just so we can kind of see it.
Oh, sure. I didn't realize I still had y'all over on the mine.
Mm-hmm.
I had my map over on the ship.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so he's assuming that there might be somebody on the ship, so he's going to keep pretending he's a stormtrooper, and just like walk with purpose.
Okay.
This is going to bring up the gangplank.
Okay.
Just
well,
so whatever happens in here.
You guys can run cargo.
What happens in the Rubicon stays in the Rubicon.
Exactly.
I feel like that may not be the first time I've said that.
It is not.
It isn't.
First time this campaign, maybe.
But as they go through, he'll tell. My brain just completely shut down. Mando.
Kelser.
Kelser.
I knew it started with a K. I just wanted to say something else. I don't know. Okay, Kelser. He'll tell Kelser go unrestrained BL.
She'll go ahead down there to try to get the bolt off him.
Okay. Now I forget. Oops. Do restraining bolts require a code or anything to get off?
Yeah, about to say.
Are we coming in through is the gangplank in the cargo bay? Because wouldn't BL be in the cargo bay with the other droids?
Yes.
I'm
picturing
BL is in the vehicle bay.
Oh, that's right. It's the vehicle bay up here. That's what you turned into the droid bay. I had forgotten.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't have a fighter, so he just turned the vehicle bay into the droid bay.
Okay, never mind then.
You can always tell a TIE fighter while you're here. Just say.
Yeah.
Would it fit in there?
Like it's easy.
Yeah, just, you steal a TIE fighter. Everyone does that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like.
I mean, I can see the interceptor fitting in there, but I think the wings of a standard TIE fighter might be a little too tall to fit in that vehicle bay.
Well, they do fold down.
Yeah, you might be right.
Don't tempt the man. He already obsessed over pets.
We've already got 45 droids. We don't need a fighter.
Don't tempt me. I'll buy more missiles.
See, would Kelser be able to take the restraining bolt off?
Let's see.
Because it's a device that could be affixed to a droid.
Did they find the buzz droids?
Yes.
Were they all
of
restrained?
them restrained?
Well, actually, do the buzz droids, are they generally contained within the missile?
Yeah, that's where they hang out. Is when they're not in use, they're in the missile.
It's like their hive.
No. Apparently, whoever was searching did not realize what kind of missile that was.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Kelter, you can take the restraining bolt off.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be any kind of security code on it. It's just droids can't remove it themselves, and they also can't remove them from other droids. So.
Okay, because I know that it.
It's a weird AI rule.
No, it's just apparently there's a handheld control unit. So I just hope that doesn't go off.
There's both.
But anyway, for the important part, so y'all get up to the main deck, and as you're going to the main deck, you hear voices on the main deck. Did you hear that? Oh crap! Somebody must have noticed the gate was, or the door was down. quick, ditch the stuff. And you hear just the sounds of stuff being thrown on the floor.
Who does, me or
Any of y'all going up to the main deck, which I think is pretty well all of you because you're.
We'd have to free the droids and get to the flight deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in order to get over to the droids, we'd have to go through that main hall anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as y'all are coming up here, from this staircase, two stormtroopers are coming from. They weren't just in the mid bay, but they round one of the corners. And, don't quite run into you, but they kind of round the corners. You heard the sound of them throwing stuff down, kind of further back this way.
Okay.
And they just sort of, they kind of stop and give you, oh, another security patrol. They must have double scheduled us.
Indeed.
At that point, they noticed, because they noticed the stormtrooper armor first. Then they notice Io and Keltzer kind of standing behind you. Wait a second.
And with that, Kelser would pull out her
hold out.
Yes.
Yeah, and he'd immediately just
and hold out blaster, and we'll shoot.
Well, Iota will shoot the other one with the rifle.
All right. Give me attack rolls as they throw their hands up. Wait. Roll it.
Too late.
We'll have Doc patch him up, don't worry.
No.
Oh, come on.
21?
60.
You're like more than close range.
Yeah.
28.
They're going to actively dodge. Their armor's not going to help them here.
Nope.
Alright, so the one against the captain dodges. He got an 8, so that adds to the point blank difficulty.
So he's at 13 verse 21.
Alright. And then the other one dodging Keltzer.
Versus standard rifle, because he's not using his rifle.
He also got an 8, because I keep rolling the same numbers.
Versus 28.
Alright, so they both take a hit. Roll damage.
$26.
$18.
Alright, the first one got a 15 on his strength, so that was versus the captain. The other one got a 5.
Okay, rolled an 18, so.
So yeah, both of you hit them center mass. They go flying back, hit the ground.
Secure the ship and get us in the air.
I was gonna head to the cockpit. Going to stealthily try and be getting us out of any system we're locked into.
You walk in. R2 whistles excitedly.
Pats him on the head. Give me a second. Gets him out of the restraining bolt.
Get this thing off of me! Yeah. Droids shudder at the thought of restraining bolts, and he's been sitting here for a day or more with one on him.
Tell me all about it later. Start plotting. Start getting us some kind of course out of here. I'm gonna work on getting us out of the systems.
Yeah, the captain would he trusts other people to collect the stuff. He'd go up to the cockpit as well, and he'd start assisting with the what is it called?
Getting the fuck out of here.
Well, yes, but
the GTFO procedures.
Astrogation.
Astrogation.
Kelser would go take the restraining bolt off of
BL.
Take it off, Doc.
Yeah. And then go and take Doc's off, and then start rounding up the two stormtroopers and restraining them.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they're pretty well dead.
They're very
dead.
restrained.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Permanently restrained.
He will then drag the bodies down into the cargo hold.
I just imagine Doc watching this from the medical bay.
Police their gear first.
Check for trackers.
Yeah.
I was gonna do
After
that.
she does the move, then she'll start doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, the
BL thanks you profusely when you take the tracking restraint belt off. I despise those things.
I'm sure you do. BL, get in the proton torpedo launcher, but don't shoot anything yet.
Affirmative, Captain. All right, Ozo, you don't need to be doing the coughing anymore.
That wasn't me.
That was Duba.
Doc heard the strategy and wanted to try it out too.
But Doc, they popped their strain bolt off of you.
Oh, thank goodness. I do believe I was going. What was that word? Stir crazy? I believe another time it was called cabin fever.
What's a cabin?
The place where our beds are.
So yeah, you start powering up the shuttle, or the ship. And up to this point, nothing you've done is necessarily noticeable to the people outside. But of course, once you actually start to move, that's going to be pretty noticeable.
Sure.
That's what the proton torpedo launcher is for.
Make sure we have all of our ducks in a row before we move.
I need 2 of you in turrets when we start moving.
Now the bay doors are actually shut at the moment.
Would I be able to get into that from her location?
From the ship, no. From somewhere else in the bay, sure. There's consoles all over the bay you could hack into.
Is there one closest to the ship?
You're parked over to one side, so there's one along that wall.
Not a heavy patrol along that wall?
Not especially. You don't necessarily see anybody patrolling the area. It's people running along, maintenance guys working on the other ships that are here. Occasional stormtroopers coming in and out. But...
Okay.
So
she's gonna go try and unlock it. She's gonna set it on a delay.
To add on to what I was gonna do. We likely would have noticed the doors are closed when we got in here.
That's fair.
So this is probably something we would have done get on the ship and murder. So she has sort of a quick hit the button, open the doors, and we're gone. Would that be a fair assessment of that?
Yeah. How long does it take to?
Unless you walked in and saw that your ship's door was open, it's like somebody's in there. Let's go.
Well, and we wouldn't know how long it would take to get our ship up and going.
Yeah. And it
so
doesn't
having
take
it open
too long, though. They did have everything shut down, so it takes a little longer than normal.
Yeah.
Though BL does point out, Captain, the door is shut. Can I fire on the door?
No, you're going to be firing on something else when I give you the order.
You realize this is going to make us an even bigger target, Captain?
We're fleeing from Imperial custody. We'll have a target on our back regardless.
Fleeing and then firing on them just adds fire onto the ship bag.
Look, Io, you don't put the bag of dog poo in somebody's front step and not set it on fire.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, but... you figure that out. I'm going to go get the door down or try to get the door down. I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes. I'll set it on a time delay.
Alright, give me a stealth roll. Or a hide sneak, whatever it's called.
Okay.
You got
Did
this.
she get her force point back?
Let's see. What did you use the force point for?
What did I use the force point for? Oh, talking to the Inquisitor.
Oh, you get that back at the end of the session then.
Damn.
All right. So what'd you get on your sneak?
Not
high?
rat. She didn't rat. That was the not rat. It was an out.
Yep.
9.
All right. 4, 6, that's 7. So you beat that one. That's also a 7. Holy crap! I rolled 3 sets of 2 dice and got a 7 on all of them.
I'm okay with this.
6, 1, 3, 4, and another 3, 4. It's like when I roll for stormtroopers, they all roll the same. It's freaky.
They're the same.
What's the trick? It's stormtroopers. So these are conscripts that have been brainwashed, not clones.
Yeah.
But all right, you managed to slip out. Now you know there's some cargo containers and stuff. You get over to the console. Have you already done the security roll, or?
I can do one. She would have grabbed her security kit on the way out.
Oh yeah. You got
Would
that.
Would slapping Ludo's gift into the security kit boost it any?
Not really.
Okay.
This is think of Ludo's gift as a stripped down version just for door locks and stuff.
So we got control of the destroyer, right?
Oh no, it's a little too segmented off for that.
She has administrative rights. She can change their wallpaper.
But so yeah, you have no problem getting into the system.
She's gonna put on like a 5-minute delay.
You put on the timer, so it will open. In 5 minutes if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, probably less considering the amount of time it took them to get up here, get into the ship, murder those guys, get the droids unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like a 2 or 3 minute.
Yeah. Most of the ship is powered up, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least everything that's not overtly. Because, once the engines power up, that's pretty noticeable. Because those things light up like a Christmas tree.
So you manage to get back on the ship. And then you hit kind of that point of no return where you have to fire up the engines.
Yeah, he will wait until the doors start opening.
Yeah, it start, and the force shield that is automatically up that keeps the atmosphere in. But yeah, they start parting. You flip the switch for the engines. Everybody in the bay kind of goes, huh? When the door starts opening. And then when your engines light up, that gets a lot of attention. The stormtroopers start moving towards your ship. All the mechanics.
Get away.
You just see, dozens of mechanics kind of go, huh? Grab all their tools, into the box, snap the box shut, towards the hallway. Like double time towards the hallway.
They're like, something's about to go down.
That don't bother me none. I'm out.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Some alarms start flashing. The door is almost completely open. Certainly more than enough room for your ship to get. When they stop, and then they start closing again.
Okay.
We should go. Let's go.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
Having probably conversed with Io about security before, if the thing controlling the door suddenly is non-functional, will the door stop closing?
You probably have to disable the actual door.
Yeah, because
The
there's
command
lots
has
of
already been sent.
and there's lots of backups on this kind of door to make sure it shuts if they want it shut, because you could
Fair enough.
potentially be
Yeah,
in the atmosphere.
he's gonna shoot out then once the
Okay.
door. Once the doors stop, he's like, okay, I'm gone.
Give me a piloting roll. The stormtroopers start unloading on the ship, but it's hand-to-hand weapons versus the ship, so
Versus a vessel, yeah.
I mean they could potentially do damage eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Like Age of Empires, when you have a bunch of like low-tech archers against like a citadel.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
26.
Okay, you only needed a 15. Well, it hit through without doing any damage, scraping or doing any damage to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you zip out. You are not in orbit around the planet anymore.
Makes sense.
The ship seems to be parked a particularly large asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like it's like you're in a valley on this asteroid. It raises up on both sides, and the ship's just kind of hovering in there. Because it's an asteroid, there's no atmosphere or anything.
Like some kind of star that brings death.
It's no moon.
No.
No, it's
No
an
moon for sure.
asteroid.
But one big enough that the Star Destroyer can kind of nestle down in there. You don't see any of the corvettes around it.
Okay.
This system did have an asteroid belt.
Mm-hmm.
Not a particularly dense one.
Yeah.
So that may be where you're hiding out.
Cool.
Or where they're hiding out.
Make a note of where we are.
Stay far away from this area.
Mm-hmm.
But also snitch to CorpSec.
Hey guys, you want to know where some Imperials hang out? Right here.
As you zip out, you see some of the other bay doors start to open.
Fuck out.
We should go. Punch it, Chewie.
Give me an astrogation roll.
Cool.
Who's astrogating?
Could be Io,
Cap.
could be the droid, could be Cap. Oh no, Io can do the piloting, but she doesn't do the astrogating.
I mean, she has astrogation, but it's probably not as good as the droid or Aira's.
Aira's 4D. He helps R2 because R2 is faster than he is.
Astrogation for the droid is 5D.
Yeah.
All right, give me a roll for the droid then.
Okay.
Can the droid trust in the Force?
It's 15.
There are plenty of times that it seems like the Force is on R2's side, so I don't know.
So dead in the middle. 15 out of 30.
Moderate roll.
Alright.
It just means you can go to like a lesser known space.
So, you take off over there just as you're kind of top of that hill and, kind of riding the edge of the asteroid so that you get, out of view quicker.
Yeah.
Because the destroyer starts to move itself, but it's got to rotate around. It's going to take a minute.
Question.
Just as they go out of view, you start seeing TIE fighters exiting the destroyer. And
so we went over the it's not dorsal, right? The top of the ship.
I am picturing you having left the ship and then going up and over that little ridge that it was hiding between.
So we had a fairly clear shot at the shield generators in the bridge.
Oh boy.
Might as well light the bag of shit on fire on our way out.
I
mean, you
could definitely take a shot at it.
I mean, because here's the thing, it took like one missile really from a Y wing to knock the bridge out of a Star Destroyer.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
think it was a ship spiraling out of control, crashed into it. I think
That was an A wing that did that. But I know on another one, there was like one or two Y wings like hit it with like one or two missiles and just knocked the whole thing out.
depending on how well their shields rolled, I guess.
Well,
That's also fair.
I mean,
Well,
BL would be more than happy to take the shot if you wanted him to.
Their shields are those giant little dome things. I mean, come on.
Are you going to order BL to take the shot?
One pot shot before we leave for hyperspace.
Just one last fuck you.
See, BL's on the proton torpedo launcher.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody get in the turrets like he said he wanted them to?
Kelser probably would have gotten to the turret.
I'm not great at the turret, but I can.
I mean, I was
I've got
AFK
5
doing this,
too.
but yeah, I can totally.
I would
Probably-
run up to one of the guns.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably. I was gonna say it's probably Io then.
All right.
Io and Gelter.
Fire a salvo and then pew.
It's up to the captain.
How much do we want to screw ourselves over?
That's what I'm mentally thinking over. Though.
Do we want to light the city on fire as the coterie leaves, or
Do it.
It's 9:16. Make a decision.
Let's do it.
It's basically, do we want to stay neutral or do we want to side with Corpsec? Is basically where we're at.
Well, do we
we've
want
got
to
a Jedi
protect?
on board?
Do we want to protect our ass because they're going to chase us?
Fair. Yeah.
Firing.
He'll tell the two in the turrets to shoot at the shield generators as they're leaving.
And the ship with the turrets, it's what, 5D?
It's starship
Well,
gunnery
yeah, starship gunnery.
plus the fire control.
Okay, what fire control does the
For the
laser cannons
turrets,
have?
it's 3D.
I'll just add 3D.
To whatever your gunnery is.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
18?
So, give me a second here. That's
Oh, a little cheat sheet does not have the Star Destroyer stats.
24.
I'll be right back.
So
24 to hit, so.
I thought she said she had 5D in starship gunnery. We only rolled 3 for her.
Well, it rolled 5 for Io, and then she rolled 3 for the
Oh,
fire control.
okay.
So it's 18 total.
Okay, fair enough. I missed that bit.
Alright. Are the Star Destroyer stats in the main book or the source book?
Probably in the source book.
Yeah, maybe right. I don't know why they wouldn't have. You'd think that something as basic as a Star Destroyer would have been on the cheat sheet. I guess
You would think.
I guess they didn't think anybody would be dumb enough to shoot at the Star Destroyer. Alright, Imperial Star Destroyer. 60 turbo laser batteries. 10 tractor beam projectors.
Me seeing her going, they'd make these things actually competent in the game as opposed to how they appeared in the movies, huh?
Well, they appear to have a lot of guns in the movies.
Well,
when they
yeah.
were really fighting something, they were fighting other things their size.
Yeah. Come on, Adobe Acrobat Reader. Sheesh.
Do I need to know roll turret damage?
We're still working on it.
Yeah, they're still
I just
trying
did
to...
it anyways.
Okay. Let me roll.
I'm trying to find where it's got. I'm trying to find where the hole is actually listed at. It's like they didn't put the hole in the stat block here.
No one will attack a Star Destroyer.
Well,
That-
if it's not in there, do you want a rule of cool it?
We could just be firing at them, and whatever happens when we get back to them happens. Because we're getting into hyperspace, so it's like, what are they gonna? We're not gonna see what happens.
Yeah, that's fair.
Me also looking at the source book.
Yeah, TIE fighters have a hole listed, but none of the big ones do.
Again, it's not like you
Oh, here it
generally
is.
think.
Combat,
there you
combat starships should be used for dramatic effect and to advance. Most player characters, if they have any ships at all, fly around no bigger than a stock light freighter. Smaller crafts simply cannot do significant damage to large combat vessels with massive shield generators and thick armor.
This was definitely written before episode 6 came out.
Oh yeah.
Written before episode.
Well, it wasn't before episode 6.
5.
But yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah,
I rolled 17.
because fighters
20.
were knocking out the
to hit
shield
damage.
generators of Star Destroyers. I remember that. They're blowing up the little balls.
Alright, what'd you get on damage?
17 damage.
Alright. Alright, that one rolled 16. So your shot gets through, you see some damage. It doesn't like blow up the entire sphere or anything.
Sure.
And who Io was in the other turret?
Yep, I rolled my damage 20.
Okay. Ooh. 18 on those 3 dice. Alright, the shield seems to have deflected your shot. And then somebody roll for, did anybody roll for BL? Or are you not shooting the missile adding torpedoes since they're expensive?
Those cost money.
Nah, he's gonna shoot the torpedo. He's annoyed that he was imprisoned.
Alright, roll it.
How annoys the captain? He's spending money.
Yeah.
He's firing a torpedo. Does he know how much those cost? Yes. Oh my god.
He doesn't care.
We only got paid $5 for our last job. How are we going to replace that?
It's
28.
the Road to El Dorado meme.
That's on the damage, or that's the hit roll?
That's the hit roll.
All right,
28
roll
for
damage.
the torpedo.
That definitely hits.
That is. Alright.
A lot of dice, we get it.
Hochi mama. Okay.
A mouthful.
9
Eight.
dice.
18 is the number to beat.
Uh-huh.
$43.
I think we beat it.
So yeah, the particular shield generator you shoot that thing at, yeah, it goes away. The shrapnel flies off. The second one takes some damage just from the fallout. If you could see on the bridge of the ship, you'd see some of the consoles exploding and people getting thrown back.
Cue the Wilhelm scream.
Your sensors can pick up the sudden fluctuation in the shields. They get a lot weaker.
Does any of that fluctuation mess with anything else? Because that was, I think that was enough damage to cause a system failure somewhere. That was over twice.
Give me another D6 roll.
4.
Not that you would necessarily realize this, but just as you're topping that that rise and kind of getting out of view, just as you're topping there, it opens up with the turbo laser batteries open up. Except the turbo laser battery closest to that. It's like the ones further down the ship open up. But not the ones that would arguably have had the best shot at you. So yeah, you just you top that hill, you're out of view as lasers just light up space behind you.
Fair.
As you pull off away from the asteroid, you see one of the corvettes rising up out of another dip in the asteroid.
Cool.
Go.
Oh yeah.
It's in swarms of TIE fighters coming up over the hill, but you've got enough of a lead on them that you managed to get out from the asteroid belt.
How much of them might have been affected by the shrapnel of the shield generator detonating? Because if it was enough to do,
it might have taken out a couple of them because TIE fighters do not have shields.
Yeah, but if it was enough to do damage to the other shield generator.
Yeah, you might have gotten a few TIE fighters that way.
Cool. And how much did their wreckage cause?
Well, they weren't packed. They weren't packed too tightly together. But anyway, so you get out of a little ways out of the asteroid field, or asteroid belt, I should say. And R2 tells you it's ready, and you punch it.
Yeah.
The stars pause for a second and then streak past you. And we will pick up next week with wherever it is y'all went to.
So we're officially criminals now.
Well,
we weren't before.
In Imperial space, maybe. But that's the trick. The Imperials were acting like they were in charge, but they don't have any business here, legally speaking.
Yeah.
Still, we have not made a friend.
No, you have not made a friend. The Inquisitor, should she happen to pop up again, will probably have crosswords with you.
If she...
I trusted you. She doesn't just stab us.
So yeah, that'll wrap us up for today.
Hey.
Hope y'all had fun. I certainly enjoyed running for
we got to pull a Han Solo. I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Hope those watching at home enjoyed it. I hope you'll tune in next week with us. But if you want more games this week, Jeremy, what's coming up on Dire Bear?
So Fall Scholar Knights is currently on a break, which would normally be what you see on Wednesday. They'll be back on the first Wednesday of May, actually. However, the other games, most of the other games should still be up. On Thursday will be A Knight's Ransom with Pink Rambo. And on Saturday is A Stolen Cities with Lore Keeper Alex. And I believe Sunday is still on break with Baron. And then Monday is the Troubleshooters with Captain Zack. And then come back to us on Tuesday for Remnant Shadow, Star Wars Actual.
Very nice, very nice.
As the captain has now officially more or less chosen a side.
Yep.
Yeah, well, All right, then. Until then, we'll see y'all later.